Hello.
What is up, people?
This is Waiting for Death with Joe Camerota. We are back. No more
Yes.
Billy Elliot costume anymore for this time. It's
Joey
just
Wildin'.
it is just Waiting for Death with Joe Camerota. Nas is a fan of the Instagram, so he knows the
What the
Billy
fuck is
Elliot
about?
reference. So
Definitely.
he knows
I was
how
like, my man Joe is bugging the fuck out.
Dude, that's sometimes you gotta just.
No, I feel you. Sometimes you just gotta just fucking bug the fuck out, and it's okay.
Dude, you gotta, man, you gotta just be an artist. That's the other important thing, right? Like, if you come up with something that you're like, oh, I think this is funny, and then you go, oh no, I'm scared to do that, then you go, oh, I gotta do that. That
Facts.
becomes my white whale.
I feel that.
That Moby Dick reference. So, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
what's
I feel
that the Captain Ahab, I think, in Moby Dick. I think that's the name of the captain. He's searching for the white whale, which is this giant whale, I think that's what he refers to it as in the book.
Was he scared of the whale?
I guess it was like that was like his enemy. That was, if he was Peter Pan, that was his Captain Hook, was this giant whale, basically. So I think it's the metaphor of a lot of men need enemies. I've never felt that way. I don't feel like I need an enemy. I have enemies, but they found me. They picked the fight every single time. I'm a very nonchalant person. I've always, thank God, I've been able to keep my sanity through being very dissociative. Very dissociative.
I feel that. I feel maybe picking enemies is a weird thing, but regardless, there are going to be people that are not going to like you. Is what it is. And if you do, have certain stances on certain things that make people naturally be enemies to whatever the fuck you think of. So
Yeah.
Even if
true.
you think you don't
Yeah.
have any enemies, trust me, people and systems will be plying against you. So even
Yeah.
if you think I'll be walking around, motherfucker, the bank's trying to take your shit. The
Yeah.
IRS trying to take your shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
There-
at
there-
all
there is,
forums, they
yeah.
trying to take your shit. They are not your friends. You know what I'm saying? So
That is a sad part of reality, man. There's some people, dude,
Facts.
that look at you, they have this idea, they go, in the world there are sharks and
Facts.
there are
That's what that
fish, and I'm a shark. And I look at those people, I'm like, you are a psychopath.
yeah, that friend like that.
We're humans, we can all just hug and live in the
Yeah, I
ocean
was just like,
together.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Also, in my mind, I was
This is-
thinking, yeah, y'all might think sharks run the ocean, but actually dolphins kill sharks.
Fair
And
enough.
dolphins run in packs. And they
Okay.
just be chilling.
Okay. I didn't know
They
that
also
about
rape each
dolphins.
other, though.
Okay, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
But they kill the sharks. I
They
didn't
kill
know that.
sharks.
Okay.
Yeah. Sharks are scared of fucking dolphins.
They kill them as a
They're
school?
like apex predators type
As
shit.
a school, they attack them
Like
together.
yeah, it'd be like 3-4 of them. It's a wrap. So they can move around. Sharks can only just fucking go one way.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Got it. So
yeah.
it's that's interesting.
Yeah. So when they're like,
And
I'm sharks, it's like, all right. Yeah, you may be able to, like, if you had one dolphin on itself that may have flew away from the, you know what I'm saying, from like the whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, the group.
When dolphins attack a shark, do
Or a
they
little
bite
fish.
it?
Yeah, they bite. Yo, they're predators. They fucking kill shit. Dolphins
so,
kill
right?
shit.
I guess dolphins would eat food.
They just look
so
cute.
That
No,
would
they
give
are
them
too.
teeth. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
you see their
guess,
teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a whole
if they
bunch of
wanna come
dolphins
at you,
together,
And they're fast.
kind of swarming a shark could probably, in a piranha-like way, kill it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they're
That's
fast too. So it's just to be mad motherfuckers just snapping at you, and then fucking
Yeah.
what the fuck is this shark gonna do? Just turn around like.
Yeah, and the shark's now not worried about getting dinner; it's worried about survival at that point.
And they roll
And
dolly.
so it's
They're by
and
themselves.
and it's very fast, like you said. It's like a piranha experience for a shark.
Yeah, facts. That's a fact.
It's wild. All right. Well, this is Waiting for Death with Joe Camerota, and so yeah. So my guest today is Nas. Nas
Sick.
is one of my newest, closest friends in this
Facts.
world.
Same here.
Yeah, and it's I am a tour guide here in New York City, and I hang out. In addition to being a comedian, I work as a tour guide, and I hang out at a coffee shop in Greenwich Village. And Nas works at the coffee shop, but also, and this is more important, we run a show out of this coffee shop, which is a comedy show right here in Greenwich Village, right here at the Ad Hoc Collective, where we are
Yes,
right
sir.
now. And this show is called Comedy Kings, and it runs every 2 weeks because I'm a comedian and a tour guide. Nas works here at the coffee shop, but he is also a music producer.
Yes,
and so the whole
sir.
thing is that I'm a comedian, Nas is a music producer,
do it.
producer. We have this space, we have the Ad Hoc Collective, and so we decided to come together. And yeah, man, this is like a very kind of cool experience because what's interesting is we're gonna be moving forward making a lot of podcasts with a lot of different talent from around the city. And what's hitting me right now is this is like the inaugural, like just me and you talking about philosophy before we dive into the venture of I don't want to say scheming, but trying to create something that we can sell in Hollywood, basically.
Facts.
Yeah. So this
Facts.
is kind of just for the for
Shits and
the
giggles.
for the memories, man, and
Yeah.
for the realness. And who knows? Sometimes the realness sells, though. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe this might be the thing that people
Joe
can
trying to get
jive
every
with,
now.
right? Yeah. Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's also low key. It would be like some document, like in the future. It'd
Yeah.
be it'd be documentary. Fucking
that's what I'm all about.
compilation.
There's this whole
material. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm all about, man, I went to school for communications, which everyone said that was what dumb people go to school for. But I'm like, you know what? No. But anyway, it's a television, radio, journalism. And in a weird way, man, I love that we're now in this time where people are journaling their lives, dude. And I'm all about it. Like, that's like a thing that I'm like,
I wanna do that.
I
I
think I
really
was
do.
made for this, So I like that. I like the idea of making art with my friends. I feel like I'm journaling my life. I really do.
That's
It's
a
very
fact.
cool.
I didn't really see it like that. But you're right. It is pretty much like journaling.
It's a public journal. It's just literally a public journal. People are like, oh wow, this guy Joe Camerota actually played such an open hand that instead of keeping a private journal, he just like hung out with his friends and recorded that shit and had like kind of did it. That's my hope, is that I do it enough that the camera becomes, in a weird way, it's like I'm like, man, we live in a time where you don't have to ask permission anymore. You can set up a camera and you can get used to being yourself in front of a camera, which is a fucking dope. What a time to be alive, man.
It's a
To
fact.
kind of practice that on your own terms, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Before the whole Brave New World thing comes, we'll
Yeah.
probably have to all be watched by cameras all the time and not have a choice about it. At least now we get used to it,
So if you just slip that in there real
Yeah.
quick. Yeah, it's great. We just watch a bunch of shit while the
it's
government's
good.
watching you every second
I'm
of the day.
getting good at my future oppression.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
getting good at the future of America. When the government's watching me all the time, I'm going to be like, you know what? No big deal. I was recording everything anyway. So
Sometimes the algorithm works for you.
maybe, yeah.
If you talking about shit you forgot to order, and it's like, oh shit, you see an ad for like, I don't know, shit you're supposed to get that you forgot to get. That's when it gets kind of scary. I knew we were fucked when I remember this I remember this day.
Well, what day?
It was like 2017, I think.
Okay. What happened?
I was gonna call into work because
Okay.
my fucking head was killing me.
Yeah.
Right? I texted my coworker, was talking to my brother about it. Then I hopped on Instagram. Literally, first ad, shit for migraines.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? That's when
Yeah.
I knew. I was like, oh damn. But even still, then it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Who
Kinda
knows? Who
crazy.
knows? Who knows if that's a synchronicity or if there's something
Definitely
else
not a
going on.
synchronicity.
I don't think so.
Definitely not synchronicity. They literally do that. Like
Yeah.
if you say like fucking cat food or some shit into your fucking phone, like
They
literally,
they know.
yeah. If you
Yeah.
even see your ads, like you'll
Yeah.
notice it'll see like shit that's like somehow has been referenced throughout the day.
Yeah.
Shit's kind of crazy.
It's kind of weird how you think if you're there and you're just like, oh, I can just make this decision, no one will ever know, and or no, and even if they do end up finding out, I'll get fined probably a third of the money that I made. Right? They think about it that way too, where they're like, oh, I'm going to be donating a bunch of money to the U.S. people soon when they find me for this, but I'll make $1 billion and I'll make a $300 million donation and I'll be good. People will enjoy their new airport, whatever it is. Okay, so here are the questions, the waiting for death questions. Number one, do you believe in God? And if yes, what is that? And yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good question. I'll start off by saying like depends on what you mean by like if it's a textbook definition of like God or like the Abrahamic type of shit where it's like some dude looking at you. I don't believe in that. I believe in a prime creator consciousness type shit.
What's that?
It's literally the universal, multi-universal consciousness, the consciousness that just is that all of our consciousnesses stem from, the first spark of life. You know what I'm saying? That shit, whatever that shit is, I believe in that shit. And in my head, it's just like a ball of light, and you know what I'm saying, and it's just a pure love and shit, all that awesome shit,
Okay.
and yeah, I believe in that. And obviously, I also believe I believe that everything and anything can exist. So probably all those other deities and all that shit, those shits probably exist too. You know what I'm saying? But they're not
Yeah.
prime creator. They are not they are not the source. They're not source.
Yeah.
I call that shit source. Yeah, prime
Okay.
source. You feel me? That's just what I
Okay.
call that shit.
I dig on that.
Like Mother Nature, all that. I believe in that. And yeah. And it's pretty simple. It's like, oh, you're aware. You're aware. You got consciousness. You have awareness. How would you like to live? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously,
Okay.
do no harm. You feel me? Like,
No, yeah.
unless someone
So
tries
it's
to
like
like violate, like then you
just
gotta do
as
what you gotta do to defend yourself. But other than that, like,
Yeah.
don't go out your way to
I
do
definitely
no
vibe
bad
with
shit.
that. The idea that if something can see all, they kind of do know all, so they are going to do the loving thing at all times because they know all. So it's going to be this source of pure love, effectively, in the end. The things that the creator creates, those things may experience self doubt, like us, and you don't experience self doubt if it's just a matter of being able to see everything. You know.
Facts. I don't know if you could ever see everything.
But I mean,
But
the guy, like God.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just what it is, and as 20 years old, that's just what it is. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like, but yeah, to answer your question, I do, but not in like some like polytheistic or monotheistic or Judaic aspect, but in a source of like an aspect of like just a creator. I believe in the creator. Whatever, what I'm saying? People call that shit different names. But I believe in that, and I believe it's pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously shit is fucked up down the line, but that's like, free will is a motherfucker. You feel me? Like,
Yeah. Okay.
can't be mad. You know what I'm saying? It comes with the whole meal. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. 100. All right. Yeah, I dig on that answer.
Yeah.
So, next question. Do you believe in the devil?
The devil? Do I believe in like the opposite of God, of like a supreme evil? I definitely believe there's evil, and there's evil beings and there's evil entities,
Yeah.
and there are devils and there are demons and all of that shit. That shit
Okay.
is real. I
Yeah.
believe in that. Is there like a Satan dude who looks like the cartoon character? I don't know. There may be Lucifer. Like, I believe these things like probably, I believe there's like, you know, a strong possibility that they could exist, but it also could just be like an archetype that like people have also created because
Yeah.
we've put so much energy into these things that
Yeah.
what if we also created them? What if we created the gods and then gave power to them, like on that level? You
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
there
Like,
definitely is this
but
idea that there is a reality to our imaginations, and so because you know we kind of go into our imagination when we sleep, and so it's a place, and so yeah, you know, beings existing there might be a thing. That's interesting to think about.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I guess M. Scott Peck, who is a Harvard a psychologist, is I don't know if he's still alive. I have to look it up. He called demons a real spirits of unreality. So meaning they don't have physical bodies, so they exist in what's called the unreality. But they're real spirits of the unreality. So that
100%.
yeah
Even we,
yeah
but we are too. You know what I'm saying? We're spirits. We just
yeah.
don't like. We only
We're
perceive a
spirits that
certain
definitely work within the
spectrum.
unreality too. Yeah, that's for sure.
The unreality exists right here.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, it's the world. You know,
you
it's
not
all-
not even that. We just can't fucking see it. Like we can't see it the way we see 3D.
yeah,
But you
yeah,
can sense it. Like I
right.
know you sensed
Yeah.
when shit has gone
Yeah.
weird
Yeah, I feel you.
energetically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't see like that, but that is also kind of like the sight.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me?
100.
I would just like I believe all
You know
those
what's
realms are
interesting
here.
about what you're pointing out? Man, I always thought about this. Ready for this? Ready for what I'm about to? Okay, so there are blind people. It's interesting they're pointing out. There are blind people that if you throw a baseball at them, they'll put their hand up to block the baseball. I'm ready for this.
Crazy.
They have something called blind sight. This is a phenomenon. This is a weird phenomenon. Certain blind people are blind people that have something called blind sight, meaning there's different types of blind people.
That's fire. That's fire.
Certain types of blind people have something called blind sight, which is, this is a weird thing. They can actually see, but the part of their brain that they can actually see, but the part of their brain that tells their consciousness that they can see, that's broken. So their consciousness doesn't work, but their subconscious can see. So when someone throws a baseball at them, they'll put their hand up and block it and not know why.
That's crazy.
They won't
That's
even know
fucking
why.
crazy.
Their subconscious sees, but their conscious doesn't see. Isn't that fucking weird
That's
and
fucking
wild?
crazy.
Okay. That's a fact. This actually exists. That exists. That reality exists. So I always thought about this.
That's fucking bugged out.
What about this? I always thought about this. We only know about that because most people can see, right? So we're able to label blind sight because most people can see. What if most people couldn't see? What if everyone had blind sight and certain people were just better at blind sight than other people? What if the whole world's blind people, but certain people had just better blind sight than other people? That's really kind of, when you think about how
It's fucking
psychic
crazy.
stuff works, it's like if everyone has blind sight, but certain people are just better at blind sight than other people.
Oh.
So everyone has blind sight. No one can see the baseball coming, but certain people are just better at putting their hand up. Isn't that wild?
Son.
So you have there's
That's
all
deep.
these different
That's fucking
senses
deep.
now.
That's why you're
If everyone has blind sight,
That's
if there's
heavy
certain
shit.
things out
That's
there
heavy shit.
that are human where everyone has blind sight, everyone has where their subconscious can see, but no one has a part of their brain that tells their conscious mind certain things that their subconscious can see.
bruh.
Isn't that wild?
Bruh, you just fucking you just enlightened me on some shit. Like,
Because if
You just
you're like,
enlightened me on
okay, if
some
blind
shit.
sight
You
is
just enlightened me
real,
on some
then what if we only label that because there's people that can see? But and that's a sense, yeah. So then you just go, okay,
It's heavy.
that would explain psychics. It really would. You just go, okay, what if we all had blind sight? About what if our subconscious technically knows the future, but certain people are just better at it than others,
Low key, I've been able to
or the past, or whatever.
low key, I'm not even on front. I'm not even gonna hold you. I have a really good feeling for like shit that's gonna happen in the future. I'm not gonna. I'm not even.
Yeah, you
gonna
do.
front.
You do.
I'm
I
not gonna
remember
front.
when we had the first Comedy Kings here. You kind of knew it was gonna be this sellout
I don't
thing.
know why something was telling me.
And you were like, I know.
Literally.
And you didn't have that for the second one. You
No,
kind
I
of
did.
didn't have,
Yeah,
you
yeah. I
didn't
didn't. I
even
didn't
come
feel it.
forward with that
Yeah,
vibe.
I
You
didn't
weren't like,
feel
no,
it.
like,
No, I didn't. I didn't feel
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I didn't feel it at all. I was like,
No.
matter of fact, we probably need some more of that energy. And she
Yeah.
had the first round, and I was like,
that is
Well,
an
I don't know,
energy
it's
thing.
weird.
And I think in a weird way, though, it's in a weird way, like, in a weird way, there's, to a certain degree, one thing that's interesting is you just might be more aware of all the connections that put that stuff together, too. You know what I mean? That might be just a talent you have. You know what I mean? Where other people could harness that. It's just for whatever reason they don't notice the patterns.
I mean, it might be.
You know what I mean? But that doesn't make it
trouble
any
thing.
less. That doesn't make it any less. You know what I mean? That's just might be how it works, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Definitely.
it's just a pattern thing. You
Well,
know what I mean?
everybody has like certain
just get a
affinities.
sense
They have
of-
certain affinities. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
you know, some people probably like.
You get a sense of my energy. You get a sense of other people's energy. You're like, oh, these people are planning on coming. These people are planning on coming. You know what I mean? Like, you knew, like, Naomi was jazz for. You kind of knew all these different.
But I'm not gonna lie,
factors, right?
straight. No, but even for big shit, like my brother be a witness too. Fucking yo, I shit you not. It was 2018 or 2017. Me and my brother supposed to go back to the fucking motherland and shit like that.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, for some reason, I just felt like 2020, if we didn't go by then, we weren't going to be able to go.
To Algeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. And obviously, we didn't go because shit was fucked up and shit. But then COVID happened. And then, like, and I also just, like, I've always been able to low key, because all it is just keeping your consciousness open to future possibilities.
Yeah.
And actually being able to, like, hey, I'm also there. So if y'all want to send a little notice, like, let the homie know.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You just literally, the whole shit's like an antenna shit. It's all like radio frequency shit. And once your eye is open, like, your mind is open, like, you just fucking pick it up. That's pretty much it. That's literally all it is, actually. It's not really a gift. It's actually just aware. It's just like being aware of certain shit and then trying to, tap into shit.
I did.
Or the future, I don't know.
Makes
I'm
sense. Let's see. So next thing. What happens after you die?
I mean, shit. Probably the same thing. You're probably just going back to where you were before you were born.
Yeah.
But I guess my personal opinion on that, from my I think, I don't know, experience or whatever the fuck. Obviously I didn't die yet, but I've been around death my whole life.
Okay.
A lot of close people I've loved.
Oh
all
Jesus! I'm
passed
sorry.
away. Yeah, no, it's part of life. It sucks, but it is what it is, you know. I think that you just obviously I think you just go into your own spirit. Like, whatever energy
Okay.
that your spirit is, it leads you to the general area where that energy exists at.
Okay.
You feel me? So, like, if you're good and you, like, are a good human being and, like, you don't have... if you know yourself before you die, you're going to be fine. Like, the key to life is to know yourself. And then if you don't know yourself by the time you die, you're like, what the fuck are you? What are you even carrying over?
Okay.
You don't even know what you are.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? So, like...
That kind of makes sense. That feeling of whole might bring comfort on the other side. And, for whatever it is.
Well, because it's constant.
Those
Even
things.
consciousness. We're even now. We're all just fucking consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, consciousness is an immaterial thing. It's not a material thing. It exists in the immaterial world. So we just transfer that shit over in our pure sense. You know what I'm saying? In our, like, essence. You know what I'm saying? However that exists. You know what I'm saying? We go back to that. And, you know, if you got good energy, you go where the good shit at. If you got, you know, really shitty energy, you know where all this shitty shit is at. I feel like that. You just go wherever your shit, resonates towards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's just my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That makes
or
sense.
yeah,
That makes sense. That does make sense. It does make sense that uh, I will say I definitely kind of think that there's this wholeness to all the possibilities of the human experience, and it makes sense that those dispositions will then continue over into the afterlife. So, um,
facts.
um, uh, thank God in the end, hopefully good people will be grouped together and evil people will be grouped together. Then you just go, okay, you
Yeah,
guys stay
facts.
over there. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
then we get to
I'm over
chill.
here with the chill people.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And
Yeah.
hopefully the evil people like each other. You know what I mean? They only hung out in their lifetimes anyway, for the most part. Hopefully, by the end of it, hopefully good people were able to grab. That's a good thing about America. Good people are able to gravitate towards each other.
Yeah, it's a fact.
I think we're privileged enough in America to be good in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? We're, a lot of countries, man, like people, if you can't afford food, you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna turn you into like this dog eat dog person. Really,
It
I would imagine.
depends. It depends on how bad it is. I do know. I would say from like when I went to my parents' country,
Yeah.
and they're from like a fucking small village in like a small village town
Okay.
in the desert at the first oasis into the Sahara Desert.
Okay.
Um, fucking is that like all right, they obviously don't have shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're not going anywhere. They can't if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one. No, unless they really tried super hard to get the fuck out the country, all right, they probably could. But for most people, it's like it's just like
Yeah.
it's a dream. Unless you have family
100.
overseas who could send money over, it's like
No.
they've just
You're
accepted.
stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, they just accepted that shit, and
Mm.
they're happy with it because they got their family and they have food. A lot of the places, I'm not gonna hold you, in third world countries, they're not super pressed on food like a lot of like we think
No.
everybody in Africa is like fucking starving. Like
No.
the
It's not that.
Somalian
It's not
shit.
that. It's just like it's just.
They don't have shit, but they'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. They'll be happy because they have their family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Food
And
and
their
family.
the
Food and
family
family.
is like the family is really close.
Yeah.
So I would say like low key, regardless of like they have real like they have like the real support system shit that we don't have here. So it's
Wow.
like it's a trade off. You know what I'm saying? Either like
Wow.
struggle and live a pretty good life or whatever the fuck, would not really have any of that with your family because that's not the culture that we have here. Kind of just on your own, like financially, you just got to figure this shit out. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you don't have the support of the family shit like that, like how it is over there. Like you have you got like fucking 50 motherfuckers that you know what I'm saying that's like part of your fucking family. Like that's what I'm talking. Like that
Damn.
that many people. So it's
They
like
got the politics of that though. That's what I can't handle, man. You know
that
what
is
I
a
mean?
fact.
At least if you're making your own way in the world, you can tell people to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah. When you're in that family sort
know.
of like gang environment, man,
I
you
know.
really just can't tell people to fuck off.
It's 100%.
Yeah.
They got a lot. They got a lot of shitty
Uh,
mentalities, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll actually see if this thing. Yeah, it's a little better. I don't know. It feels a little better.
and it's all family shit, and family be all in your business, and it's like, oh, if you don't do what everybody does, they all in your shit. Like, if you don't have fucking kids, and if you don't get married, have kids, and do all this fucking shit at this fucking age, you're a fucking loser,
Yeah.
or you're a failure, and it's all this other stupid dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
100.
So that's the trade-off. And over here, we get to do whatever the fuck we want to do and actually live the life we want to live.
Yeah.
So, in the trade-off, we have to fucking work like pretty much slaves and, yeah, figure something out or just die without shit.
You are right, man. You are right, man. When you live in another country like that and you do have that family, you do get provided certain luxuries, which is that you get to have a family of your own too, right? Because they just want to increase the tribe. So they're like,
that's
yeah,
all they about.
like if you agree to this power structure and hold the piss bucket when you're supposed to hold the piss bucket, we'll give you a wife and a family and all that and stuff. And yeah, this is what these old world cultures will do, and there's a posterity to that is just appealing to people, man. Yeah. You have to have posterity. You sell out a little bit in order to be able to have people that carry on your will after your death. You know,
Like
worth a
also,
lot
if it
to a
feels
lot
like
of
it's a meter, but it's like it's low key kind of mediocre. It's like, what are you even passing on? Like, what are you passing on, bro? Just like you didn't even figure your shit out.
No, you're
You're
right.
just
You're right.
fucking
You're right. You're
completing
right.
the
I
fucking
mean,
task that they told you to do, and then
Yeah.
you didn't figure what the fuck you are. So now you have a kid who's trying to ask you questions that you haven't figured out, and then you didn't get fucking tied at the fucking kid because you don't have the fucking answers because you
Yeah.
didn't fucking work it out on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't figure out what life was truly about before you brought another seed in.
No,
You
you're
know
right.
what I'm saying? Like,
It's all vanity in the end anyway, right? So you're never gonna, the funny thing is you always think you're gonna figure it out, and then you get to like 80, and you're like, oh, I didn't really figure it out.
well, not like
Yeah,
figure out
so-
you figure out life, but like figured out like your philosophy
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah,
get
yeah,
through
but
life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
you can figure that out. Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like,
Just
where do you pass into your kid if like the culture just pushes you to like, all right, you do this, you do the job, you go to college, blah blah blah. Now you have
Yeah.
a kid. It's like, well, where the fuck do you have the time to actually like, wait, who the fuck am I? What the fuck am I doing? What am I supposed to do here?
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm
you
saying? And then like,
gotta-
I don't know. And then you go through that. Then you go through the trials and tribulations of finding yourself, and then you learn heavy shit. As opposed to people who skip that whole process and then end up waking up being 50 years old and having a midlife crisis. And committed
That's true,
suicide,
man.
getting put on crazy antidepressants, antipsychotics, and then in the next 10, 15 years fall off and just fucking die.
A lot of people everyone has to make sacrifices to kind of like survive, right? But like certain people just truly take what is offered them. They don't go out and look for anything different. You know what I mean? No one gets exactly what they want, but certain people never go out and look for anything new. And you're right, man. They suffer in the end because of that. They get they just get like a union job, and they just go, okay, yeah, man, this is 30 years, and then I get this pension, blah blah blah. And there was all these points along the way where they wanted to take a risk, they wanted to do something else, but they convince themselves not to because they go, well, I'm already 20 years into the job. If I go and I start doing that stand-up comedy or I start doing that music thing, if it does work out, that's going to be a nightmare. Because what if that does work out 1 year in, then I leave the union thing without my pension, then I go and I do that. You know, they talk themselves out of it,
Yeah.
right? Then I go to Hollywood and I do that. Then 2 years after that fails. Then I think to myself, fuck, I should have stayed with that union until the pension because now I'm up shit's creek without a paddle. And they talk themselves out of it. And that's really like a thing that happens to a lot of people, man.
I
And
mean, you
that's an
can't be
easy
thinking
thing.
like, all right, well, what if I feel like you just can't fucking think like you just have to say fuck it. Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
literally
yeah.
just gotta say fuck it. Yo, this is whatever. Like even for me, I like.
But you're
I don't know what the
right
fuck
about
I'm
something
doing.
that like if you keep yourself free, you do have those options. But it's so true, man. If you get that union job where it's like 20, 30 years and then you're out, you really can't do anything else during that time. You can't take other big risks during that time. You can.
I mean, you are making that union money. So
That's what I mean,
if you
yeah.
are stacking that bread, bro, you can work that shit. They be making like 70, 80K
Yeah.
after like whatever the fuck, depending on who they know.
Oh, more than that.
You know what I'm saying? So
Way more than
boom,
that.
80K,
150.
right? If they're
150K.
living reasonably and then they're fucking young, you can do that shit for literally a handful of years, and quit and then be good. And you probably don't have to. You just put that shit into other things, and even you know what I'm saying, work on whatever you would like to, and like whatever the fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the life is
100.
meant to be like, you know, so you lose that job. So the fuck what? Quit that shit. You learn some shit about yourself. But see, that's the risk it takes. You gotta say fuck it. You literally
Yeah.
have to say fuck it. Well, oh damn. So it's like, all right, damn, I got 30 years to this job. So that's it. You locked down to that fucking job.
Yeah.
They got your soul. You signed a soul contract to this fucking place.
100.
You know what I'm saying? They got your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck that. All right, yeah, you said he was independent. Fuck the pension. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Because at the end of the day, like, shit. What if you can sit there and think, what if I didn't? That's even worse. You can always
Yeah.
go back. You can always, at the end of the day, you can always go back if you really need to. You can always find a way to get back to that. That shit will always be there.
Maybe. I don't know how it works with you, and I don't know if you leave, what the like the
You can find some shit like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
the
saying? If
takeaways,
you
yeah.
need, if you really want to and need to.
Take this off. Do-do-do.
But no, but you're right. I mean, I understand.
So, well, next question. Let's
Yeah.
Next question. Have you ever experienced the miraculous or the supernatural?
Oh shit.
And if yes, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say definitely miraculous and supernatural.
Okay, what are these? What are these stories?
I have a lot.
Oh, give me a
So-
top one. Give me a number one. Give me a.
Some
me
of
a
them are
highlight.
not. They're not good.
Well, give me the one that you think is the one that you want to talk about.
See, this is why, like, to me, I don't. It's not a matter of belief into shit. Like, shit happened to where it's like, shit happened, and it's like, oh, I don't have it. It's not a matter of belief. Shit, certain things happen. Damn. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I used to have fucking crazy dreams, supernatural. I mean, what would you? All right.
Pick one, yeah. One that you want to tell a story if you want.
I guess. Let me see. This is a pretty crazy story, but whatever. It needs to be told. So, I was locked up at the time. I was like a kid. I was like 18, 19. But I was always like heavy into like fucking like I was always studying like metaphysical shit, you know, all that knowledge shit. You know, my older sister had all the books on like the chakras and like, you know, fucking spirituality bullshit. You know,
Right.
fucking occult shit, metaphysical shit, all that shit. You know,
Yep.
like, you know, fucking 5%er bullshit. You know, all like the Kemetic ancient Egyptian knowledge shit, all that.
Okay.
So I always like knew, you know, and I was into a lot of that shit. So fucking December 21st, a fucking 2009. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there in my cell, and I was meditating.
Okay.
And mind you, at this point in time, I was learning what the real word acceptance actually means. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And also, I was learning what like faith actually means.
Okay.
Not like stupid religious blind faith. Not that kind of faith. There's two types of faiths.
Oh.
There's like that stupid blind faith, and then there's real faith, which is like trust.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With the Most High, which to me, that's, you know, God, or you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so I was learning those lessons,
Okay.
and fucking, I was meditating in my room, and I meditated. And mind you, I've meditated for long, like for a while, so I'm able to tap into certain things.
Okay.
All I know is I learned the process of I learned a certain meditation technique in the process. Dead ass, I shit you not, my inhale and my exhale was in sync with my heart, and it slowed down to the point where like my inhale and my inhale and exhales and my breathing and all that shit, my heart beating and all that was literally in sync at once at one thing, and it was literally just like one. I was just existing, and literally there was a bubble of light. I was like within. I was in heaven, bro. I had tapped into some like super higher shit, and because of that, and I did that, and I went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I was like meditating. I was in this certain state. You know what I'm saying? Where my heart was just like breathing. I was just breathing with my heart, and I was like at this oneness, and whatever. I knocked out, bruh. I wake up in sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at the window of my like jail. It's like, you know what I'm saying, Was it's not it's it's like the window's there and the fucking door and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wake up, I see exactly where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I can't stream, I can't move. I'm like, Then I was like, oh hell nah, because I've been had sleep paralysis since I was a kid. I
Wow.
learned how to break out of it. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Fucking, all I know, like dead ass, fucking, is that my head on the pillow and I was awake. I was fucking awake. I'll take a lie detector. You just hook my brain up to shit. Not shit you not. I was fucking awake. And literally, my head's here, my pillow's here. I just get gently pulled down the bed. Not violently, not like, not violently, gently pulled down the bed.
Like off the bed to the ground?
No, not to the ground. Just slowly and gently pulled down. You know, they're letting me know I'm like, they're there.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? And so I break out of it. You know what I'm saying? I break out of the sleep paralysis. I first started streaming for help. Couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't fucking stream. So then I was like, all right, I realized what was going on. Calmed down and broke out of it. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to break out of sleep paralysis. And then when I broke out of it, I sensed that there was fucking 3 fucking demons, bro.
Okay.
In the fucking room. Whatever the fuck they were, I didn't fucking like it. You know what I'm saying? And I just told them to fuck off and get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah. And then they bothered me for like 3 nights after that. And like the other day, it was like they moved me like that. You know what I'm saying? I got back up. I was like, yo, leave me the fuck alone. I was sleep paralysis again. Had to break out of that. Yeah, it was fucking crazy. And then when I came home, like a year later after I finished doing my bid, and I came home, I went with my boy to go see this like fucking psychic lady he knew from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, you kids don't know what the fuck you doing. You be opening portals that when you were meditating, you were opening a portal and you didn't close it. You went to sleep and da-da-da-da-da-da. But I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I was just fucking meditating because I was like trying to like, you know, be calm and tap in. Fuck, I gotta take a piss. I did,
Yeah, I gotta take a piss too, but that's crazy. That's a crazy story. Okay, so next question. Let's Let's see. Do you believe in love?
Hell yeah, I believe in love.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, love is fucking beautiful.
And what is that? What do you think? What is that love? What would you define love as? What would you kind of? I mean, I know it's a very tough thing to define because it's something that's kind of beyond words. But you know,
It's just that super awesome feeling.
I know.
It's really hard. That super awesome feeling that makes you want to cheese.
All right, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you only have yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's just a super awesome feeling. It's the shit. Love is the shit. Love is fucking awesome.
Mm. Fair enough. Fair enough. Is there anyone you hate? My next one. All right. Yeah. Is there anyone you hate?
I mean,
No. Do you believe?
I may
in
have hate
Not-
for them. I don't hate them.
Okay. Okay.
But nah, I don't like. Try not to harbor any hate.
You try not to harbor any hate. You try to let it go.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're a piece of shit, like karma's gonna come get you regardless. Harbor hate, harbor it. Nah, I don't have the energy. I don't. It takes a lot of energy to do that, and I don't really think I have any people in my life that I have that for.
That are worth that energy.
Yeah, not people. I hate things.
And you hate certain tendencies. in
I
the
hate
world.
concepts
Yeah,
and
fair
things.
enough.
You know what I'm saying? Or like truly, I hate so strong. I would truly despise like the, you know, a certain thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But not like a person. I don't know. That's a lot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. No, I was saying, it's interesting. You know, everyone is that's a very one that I find people have different answers to. Some people are like, yeah, like I hate this person, I hate that person. You know what I mean? Other people are like, nah, I can't harbor that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Now the last question. This is the final question, the most important question of this podcast. What is enough for you? What would be enough? What would you just be like, yo, man, that's enough? Like, I'm good. I have enough. I'm happy.
Enough. Yo, this is enough right now. Like,
Yeah.
like you have to be happy. Enough. I mean, yo, I'm fucking happy. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm happy. I could die. Yeah, I could die. Right? There's a couple things probably didn't get to finish doing. Who gives a fuck though? You know, but yeah, I'm low key. Because you can always want more, but even if you get that more, you're gonna realize it literally means nothing. And then what do you do after that?
Got it. Okay.
So you already have to be content with what is, which is just life. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No matter what.
you already been through fucked up shit, right? You were still chilling then. You found ways to get around that too, right? So it's like, okay, if you stress about, but the nuts level, it's like to be fucking Bugatti and all this other shit or whatever the fuck it is to some people.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, after you get that, what do you think is going to change? If
Yeah.
you're not happy with life now.
Yeah. 100. Yeah.
And yeah, this shit sucks too. It's going to suck even when you have that. When you have that bigger house or that fucking whatever the fuck it is, there's
Yeah.
shit that's still going to suck. So it's like, what do you do then? Is it like, you reach that level and it's like fucking you never fucking get sad every day, like ever again? Like, nah, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't know, I'm fucking happy. I feel like I feel like I'm doing good, and bruh, I come from nothing. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be sharing this space with you. I'm happy to fucking be here. Like,
Fuck
you know
yeah,
what I'm
dude.
saying? Like, straight the fuck up. Like, that's just it. Because, before you know it, we all gonna be fucking, dead and down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit. Why wait for...
Yeah.
Why wait till why wait till you have enough to be happy?
Yeah, that's true, man. That's real. That's real, right? Why wait until you have enough to be happy? That's real, man.
That's how I feel.
I mean, it's like, yeah,
Facts. You know what I'm saying?
making me happy along the way, man. Truly.
That's fucking what it is. Like, literally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You think about all the great stories and all the people who they left, with nothing, and but if they had a good attitude, they found it along the way. That whole alchemist story.
yeah, I want to reread that book too.
Let's go, Bo.
Yeah, I know I have at the crib. I'm about to reread that shit.
That's
Been
good.
telling myself I was going to, but now you just confirmed it.
That's good, bro.
And sometimes you need to read that in different times in your life.
Yeah, you gotta also pay attention to the universe. You're right. Whenever somebody mentions something that I've been meaning to do and they mention it in conversation, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that ASAP because you mentioned that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's just a fact. Yeah.
so we
Yeah,
can
I
just
believe
talk
in
more
that
about
shit.
it. Yeah,
The universe
that shit.
conspires,
Yeah.
with you. When
I pay attention to shit like that all the time, dude.
that shit is,
Yeah,
that's
man,
the
you're
shit
right.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit right there.
100. Somebody makes a suggestion that I've been talking myself out of not doing, and then they make a suggestion. I now rethink that shit. I'm like, somebody is the world telling me
Literally.
something that I thought I wasn't going to, get down with. You know what I mean? Now the world is like, you should do this.
And it's throwing it in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100. 100.
That shit's crazy. That shit is crazy. That shit is
Yeah.
literally crazy. That's when you start realizing, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100.
Shit's fire.
Yeah. Well, everyone, this has been Waiting for Death with Joe Camerota. My guest this week, Nas, my boy Nas. Yeah, a.k.a. Trippy NYC, DJ Trippy
Bitch,
NYC.
it's Trippy.
And yeah, we do Comedy Kings right here at the Agate Hot
Yes,
Collective.
sir.
Yeah, every 2 weeks, man. And we're gonna be doing the Three Kings. Well, yeah, I guess we can announce it now. Yeah, we're gonna be doing the Three Kings of Comedy podcast, and
Shit's
so
gonna be
it's gonna be
fire.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be comedians picking their three goats. Their three goats of comedy. So yeah,
That's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be awesome.
fucking
Yeah, it's
good.
gonna be
That
cool.
shit's gonna be fucking
Very
good.
cool. All right, God bless. Love y'all.
Love you
Peace.
guys. Peace.
Peace.